is Greta Thunberg. I'm a citizen of Sweden. If you are watching this video, I have been abducted and taken against my will by Israeli forces. Our humanitarian mission was non-violent and abiding by international law. Please tell my government to demand my and the others' immediate release.
So that was a message that was pre-recorded by Greta Thunberg because she knew that Israel was almost certainly going to do what they've done in the past over the years when these humanitarian aid flotillas have tried to get aid to Gaza, which not only has been utterly devastated over the past couple of years, but never forget there was the insane illegal blockade of Gaza for years and years before that. So this effort has been going on for a long time, but they put human rights lawyers and lawmakers and activists on this flotilla, and they headed towards it. And what do you know? Israel illegally stopped it. They boarded these vessels that they have no legal authority to board. They kidnapped lawmakers and activists. These are international crimes that they committed in full view, being filmed and all of that. 440 participants were forcibly kidnapped by the Israeli government and will presumably be deported, although who knows in the end? Lots of people end up dying in that region thanks to the insane actions of the Israeli government. So I hope that they all end up being safe. But in any event, none of this was necessary. They would say, the Israeli government is putting out all these statements saying that this was a provocation. This isn't about aid. If they wanted aid, they could have just given it to us and we would have just distributed it, which they totally do. Which is why 450 people have starved to death in Gaza thus far, despite there being virtually unlimited food just a few miles away in Israel. Why weren't they just using the system which clearly works so well? But okay, it's a provocation. You don't think that maybe then you're kind of giving them what they want when you board them on the high seas and kidnap kid activists and then deport them? What if, and here's a crazy idea, I know that I'm not like the leader of a country or anything. What if you let them land in Gaza, distribute the aid, and then that's it? Kind of seems like a better PR strategy, especially considering how your polling has tanked over the past year or so. But that's not what they decided to do. They instead decided to not only seize the ships, but as you'll see in graphic 3, if we jump ahead, then a little bit more just fun propaganda. They're calling it the Hamas Sumud Flotilla. So it's the second word is a word that means like resilience. We're just gonna put Hamas before it because wouldn't it be like convenient to us if Hamas was doing the flotilla? I mean, they're not, but we're just gonna pretend that they are. But you're provocateurs. You're making us look bad, not us. We're not doing anything that makes us look bad. By the way, on Monday, they killed 50 people in Gaza as they invade Gaza City. 37 of them, I guess, or that might have been 20, were seeking food at aid distribution sites, just gunned them down. Another 20 people on one day. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds over the past few months. Just people, regular civilians, kids, trying desperately to get food so that they will not starve like the 450 that have starved, and they just murdered them. But Greta Thunberg, you're really irresponsible. You're making Israel look so bad. Just you, not them. Yes, I apologize. I'm being a little bit sarcastic. I don't really have a good or emotionally healthy defense mechanism for covering these sorts of stories anymore. But what do you make of all this?
You know, when you're talking about these lawmakers and the activists being on the flotilla, these are incredible people. It is a terrifying thing that they signed up for. They knew what was likely coming for them. And that thing, make no mistake, it was the Israeli military, has now come for them. What we're seeing from these people is absolute heroism. And not to detract from the lead of what has actually happened, but I think it's important to talk about the fact that in this era of not just American politics, but global politics, I want people to understand that there are many ways to serve and to help and to support efforts that you believe in. We can't all be on that flotilla, but that is a good thing because some of us need to be here to tell people about what happened to the flotilla, right? There are very, different aspects, different ways where you can use whatever talents or skill set that you have to support the things that you believe in, to give back to the collective effort. Not all of us can run for office, but others of us can spread messages. Not all of us can donate money, but we can donate time, things like that. And I just want to say that going forward, every little bit of this is going to help. What these people are doing, again, incredible. They have all of my respect. I don't know if I would have been able to sign up for something like that myself. But if Greta Thunberg can do it, then she's showing all of us up.
Yeah, it's just, and I'll say again as we close, it's amazing that like you could have inside of the same species the people who are willing to go on that flotilla, some of them very young, knowing that there's a chance that they will be killed, and they do it just to raise awareness of the genocide and the impossible bravery. You said you don't know if you would have been able to do it. I even if I was younger, I don't know if I would have been able to do it. And they're just criminal scum. Blah, let's deport them. And meanwhile, like Trump's in power, and Ted Cruz has government power. Stephen Miller, these disgusting, barely human creatures who have never done anything for anyone else, all for their own advancement. They have power. Meanwhile, these people are being kidnapped. I would like to, in closing, thank the Israeli military that when they stopped the flotilla, although they saw kids, they resisted the urge to shoot them with snipers. That's good. I know that goes against your training to not immediately shoot the kids. I know that it goes against everything that's been driving you inside of Gaza, but I'm glad that for once you did not shoot kids the second you saw them. So that is awesome. Good news there in a world that has very little of it.